Now kita nak discuss on the protectionism. Okay, so what is a protectionism? Protectionism is the barriers to the free flow of imported goods and services set up by a country in order to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Okay, although kita tahu international trade ni can give many benefits to the country. Okay, we can enjoy a variety of goods, but we have to implement the protectionism tool. Okay. So there are several reasons why countries practice protectionism. Okay, number one, for social and moral reason. Second, ideological reason, to protect the infant industries, prevent dumping, okay, lambatkan, diversify the economy, and also to protect the strategic good. Okay, for social and moral reason, okay, for example, like protectionism tools such as embargo or quota may be imposed on social and moral grounds. Okay, for example, like import on drug, pornographic material, okay, liquor is considered antisocial or immoral good. Arak-arak tu kita tak boleh lah banyak sangat ambil daripada negara luar lah, okay, sebab dia boleh menentukan akhlak lah, akhlak society. Okay, bukan tak boleh sangat, memang tak boleh langsung, but we have to live, because we live in the multiracial punya country. So kita itulah apa kita boleh buat. Ini adalah peranan policy makers lah. Okay, so this intention is to reduce the consumption of such food. And then ideological reason. Okay, kita sebabkan oleh pemikiran kita yang berbeza, dan juga political belief yang berbeza. Okay, that's why the embargo is imposed. For example, like Malaysia embargo on goods and services from Israel. So kita takkan pernah jumpa produk made in Israel dalam kita punya negara, because of the different ideological lah, okay, and different political belief. But I believe that Israel tetap boleh export produknya ke negara luar, okay, melalui perantara negara US lah. Okay, so dia akan berkali kan, so memang tak ada masalah pun untuk Israel still continue to trade internationally. And then to protect infant industry, okay, infant industry is a new industry lah, maksudnya masih baby kan, okay, and which is in the early stages, okay, where it's unable to compete with the established competitors abroad. Okay, contohnya mana hasilkan seluar jin, so nak kena compete dengan Levi's, baru dia nak start kan, so kena protect lah infant industry. Okay, menggunakan tarif, okay, untuk memastikan produk yang dah established international tu dah masuk ke dalam negara kita, dia kena bayar harga yang lebih mahal. Okay, so this young industry normally cannot compete with the established industries, especially the one with the economy of scale. So protectionism act as a shelter for them to grow first. And then to prevent dumping. Okay, dumping is a sale of goods abroad at lower price or below the price charged in the local market. Okay, so this usually occurs when the foreign exporter are given export subsidy or practicing price discrimination. So it might also happen when there is an excess of product in home market and the foreign producer export it to our market as a way to get rid of the excess at a very low price. So macam contohnya macam beras di Thailand, okay, dia jual ke dalam, dia export, dia dia lambatkan kat okay, dia nak jual masuk ke dalam negara kita. Okay, so kalau kita kalau government letak harga beras import Thailand tu sama je macam beras yang jual kat yang local punya producer jual, so ataupun jual murah pada harga beras kat negara, harga beras import tu, so akan menyebabkan orang akan switch to the produk beras negara luar tu. Okay, so apa yang akan terjadi? Yang akan terjadi adalah berlaku dumping lah, okay, kat kita punya harga beras lokal. Okay, kemudiannya diversify the economy. Okay, protectionism tool juga also prevent our economy from depending on one sector only. Okay, with some restriction on the trade, local producers may grow, okay, and are induced to produce variety of goods for the domestic market. So this in return will widen up the varieties of good in the economy. So ini adalah juga salah satu tujuan menggunakan protectionism tool ni. Protectionism tool ni apa? Nanti kita akan discuss. Okay, and then to protect strategic goods. Okay, protectionism tool juga may be imposed to protect strategic goods such as the military equipment. Okay, even though there is no competitive advantage in the production of such good, certain country will keep on producing it. Okay, for example, like UK, which doesn't have competitive advantage in helicopter production, but they still producing them. Ini kenapa? Because they want to avoid to depend on the other countries. Okay, bila dia nak obtain the military punya equipment. Macam kita banyaklah bergantung dengan negara-negara yang lebih maju dalam military equipment. Itu salah satu juga lah kerisauan kita lah kan, bila in case mereka nak start war ke apa ke, so kita kalah lah kat bahagian situ, bahagian senjata. Tapi tak apa, kita ada doa kan, doa sebagai senjata. Okay, now kita nak tengok kepada method or tool of protectionism. Okay, there are many measures to be taken by government in order to maintain a favorable condition of trade. Okay, favorable condition in practicing international trade means that the total value of import should be in balance with the total value of export. Yang ni adalah yang favorable lah. But kita jarang lah dapat sama export sama dengan import. Kan selalunya kalau kita nak export tu more than import. But kita tak mau lah import tu more than export. Nanti kita akan dapat deficit pula, balance of payment. Tak maulah. Okay, now kita tengok kepada each of the protectionism tool. Okay, so tariff, quota, subsidies on import, exchange control, and embargo. So other than tariff ni kita call it as a non-tariff restriction. Okay, pergi one by one. So this is tariff. Tariff is the tax imposed on import. Okay, import good. So that's why lah imported good ni dia lebih expensive than the local good. Okay, when tariff are imposed on the good, it makes the good price become more expensive, and this will then discourage local importers from importing the goods into our country, as the tariff force them to pay some taxes for the good. Dia akan kurangkanlah kan orang yang memang pengimport untuk import barang, sebab kena bayar lebih lah cukai. So when price become more expensive, we also as a household, we also be less interested to buy the imported good. Especially bila macam barang macam sekarang kan, harga barang makanan pun dah meningkat kan, banyak subsidi telah ditarik balik. Kita akan kurang lah fikir nak beli kereta import or whatsoever lah. Okay. Besides, tariff also act as one of the major indirect tax imposed by the government, and is one of the major sources of revenue to the government. Okay, tariff ni memberi kelebihan juga lah kepada government sendiri. Okay, sebabnya dia boleh collect the tax. And then second is quota. Anda pernah dengar kan quota kemasukan ke universiti. Apa itu quota? Quota tu misalnya we put a limitation. Okay, put limitation on the value of import. Beberapa saja contohnya, kereta Ferrari contohnya, ambil yang mahal terus. Mungkin dalam 100 je Ferrari masuk ke dalam Malaysia. Kita dah limit kan. Okay. So when the government control the amount of certain good that can be imported, the supply of those goods be limited, and thus will push up the price. Bila push up the price, so the household will think twice to buy the expensive imported car, for example. Okay, so the result of imposing quota will be the same as the effect of tariff. Orang akan kurang demand kepada barang-barang import yang mahal. So the only differences is that increase the price caused by quota will be a gain to local importers and not to the government. Tu beza tadi. Tariff tadi dia menguntungkan government in term of the tax collection. Tapi kalau quota ni dia untung kepada pengimport lah. Okay, sebab harga tu boleh boleh naik bila put the quota kan. Ramai orang nak beli kereta Ferrari tapi government cakap okay Ferrari hanya 100 je tapi ramai nak beli, so automatically the price of increase in Ferrari tu akan memberi untung kepada importers tu. Okay, so sama contoh aku ada kat sini, government impose quota on imported textile and footwear from Thailand and Vietnam. So the government also impose quota restriction on imported automobile. Okay, automobile. Okay, next will be subsidies on import. Okay, subsidies on import ni maksudnya government provide subsidies kepada producer, local producer to export their product to another country. Okay, so this will make the cost of production by local producers become much lower. So they enjoy lah because ada subsidi daripada government. So thus export will become more competitive as prices are lower, so that they can sell their product at international punya market at the lower price. So maksudnya produk tu nanti boleh compete with the foreign country. Sama jugalah macam key beras tadi kan. Kalau government Thailand tu dia bagi subsidies kepada producer rice at Thailand, so dia boleh jual dengan harga lebih murah. Okay, lebih murah. Dekat Malaysia. So rakyat Malaysia kan makan beras kan, makan ruji. So dia akan cari beras Thailand. That's why kita kena gunakan tarif lah ataupun kuota ke yang bersesuaian lah untuk kawal beras tu, harga beras untuk kawal ataupun untuk elak dumping of rice of local price kat Malaysia. Okay, and then government juga boleh guna exchange control. Exchange control ni melibatkan kadang mata wang lah. Okay, government can as well restrict trade by restricting the supply of foreign currency. Okay, in the country. So in order to import goods from the other countries, local importers are required to pay in their currency. Memanglah kalau Jepun jual kereta kat dengan Malaysia, so of course dia nak dalam bentuk yen kan. So when syarikat ABC imports car from United States, they need to pay in US dollar. Therefore, if Malaysian government control the supply of US dollar, so syarikat ABC will not be able to import from United States. So maksudnya kerajaan melalui bank negara, they can use this exchange control, okay, in order to protect the local producer. And then embargo. Embargo ni is a government mandated sanction that restricts trade with a foreign country. Ni sebab kau boleh tak berkenan lah. Okay, unfavorable political ke. Sekarang ni Israel. Okay, adalah negara-negara yang macam kita tengok melakukan kekejaman ke. So kita tak nak kawan. So boleh letak embargo ni. Okay. Malaysia, for example, Malaysia maintain an import ban on motor vehicle from Israel and South Africa. Okay. And the last one is the balance of payment. So balance of payment ni adalah macam income statement lah macam tu. But we call it as balance of payment because it involves the international trade. Okay, dia ada payment bila kita buat import and export. So one of the main objective of macroeconomy is to maintain the stability of BOP. Okay, ni adalah yang salah satunya goal lah dalam macroeconomic no. So BOP is an account that properly records all the international trade transaction that the country makes. Okay, actually BOP ni adalah record ataupun statement of systematic annual transaction between one country and other countries in carrying out the international trade activities. So the basic concept of BOP is that every inflow maksudnya duit masuk lah, export, will be added in the BOP calculation, while the outflow maksudnya duit keluar, we have to pay ataupun import, okay, will be deducted. So dia record lah setiap transaction. Okay, so that's all for Eco 1 to O. Okay, so untuk chapter 11 dia hanya akan included in part A, okay, MCQ. So thank you very much.